What if every word of advice you've ever taken is secretly shaping your life, in ways you'll never notice? Blindly following guidance is not harmless. It's surrender. Schopenhauer warned that suffering often comes from ceding your own will. Every time you act on someone else's counsel, you give up a fragment of your autonomy. Friends, family, mentors, they all see the world through their own lenses. And when you adopt their vision as your own, your life begins to blur into theirs. Carl Jung called this the shadow of the collective, the unconscious influence of the group on the individual psyche. Your unique voice, the one that thinks, creates, and decides for itself, becomes muted under the chorus of other people's opinions. What you call guidance is often a reflection of someone else's limitations, fears, or desires. Even advice given with love can be toxic. Freud warned that humans unconsciously project their unresolved conflicts onto others. Every recommendation carries the weight of the advisor's ego, their insecurities, and their unexamined assumptions. When you follow it blindly, you step into a path that was never meant for you. Think about it. How many careers, relationships, and personal choices are dictated by the opinions of others? How many times have you doubted your instincts because someone else's advice sounded safer? Modern psychology shows that over-reliance on external guidance fosters learned helplessness, reduces self-trust, and stunts growth. Jung emphasized individuation, the journey toward your authentic self. Each decision you defer to someone else delays that process. Schopenhauer would say your will, the essence of who you are, is compromised. Your own desires, instincts, and goals become secondary to the endless guidance of others. Even when advice seems small, it accumulates. One suggestion leads to another. One compromise follows another. Over time, your path is no longer your own. You live by borrowed wisdom, never testing the limits of your own mind, never confronting the raw challenges that shape true character. Advice creates dependency. The more you follow it, the less confident you become in your own judgment. Every choice is second-guessed. Every instinct is questioned. Freud would argue that this is a form of internalized authority, your mind policing itself according to others' expectations. The worst part is the illusion of progress. You think you are moving forward, but in reality, you are moving along someone else's map. Creativity falters, ambition wanes, potential stagnates. The advice that once seemed harmless now becomes chains, invisible but unbreakable. Imagine a life dictated by other people's decisions. Every relationship, every career move, every risk avoided because someone said so. The result is a diluted existence. Jung would call it the suppression of the self. Schopenhauer would call it the slow erosion of the will. Your life loses clarity, focus, and authenticity. Modern studies show that overdependence on others' opinions leads to anxiety, decision paralysis, and regret. The very act of seeking constant validation creates a mind that cannot operate independently. Every suggestion followed becomes a piece of your freedom, quietly stolen. The solution is radical but simple. Think first, act first, consult second. Test your instincts, make mistakes, learn from them. Schopenhauer would say the will must be cultivated and protected. Jung would insist that facing your own shadow alone is how you gain strength. Freud would argue that only by understanding your own unconscious motives can you act with clarity. Every time you reclaim a decision from external influence, you reclaim a piece of yourself. Every choice made independently strengthens your mind, sharpens your judgment, and clarifies your purpose. Advice is not evil, it's a tool. But when it replaces your own guidance, it becomes a weapon against your potential. The people who advise you do not live your life. Their fears, desires, and limitations are theirs, not yours. To follow blindly is to trade freedom for certainty, authenticity for convenience. To act with courage, to trust yourself, to make choices that belong only to you, that is how you truly live.